Good morning, YouTube. Happy Friday morning. Wow. It's amazing how the cameras pick up so much more light. It's nowhere near this bright out here yet. Sun's just starting to come up. It's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Local time in Kamloops here. Me and the dog son just venturing out for a little walk. Here we are in Kamloops, right beside the rail line. Trains were roaring by yesterday. We rolled in last night after dark. Let's go see what's do some train watching. Mike number 2 would love it here. Ooh. Deep embankment here. There we go. On the rail line. I believe that's the Bow River. Runs all the way from Calgary. Could be mistaken, I think that's Bow River. I don't know where it originates. Okay, come on, let's go. There's a train coming. It's gonna get loud in a second. Let's get out of here. Hey, come here. Good morning, good morning. We're just walking around, chilling here. Got to listen to that all night. We're at the truck stop at Kootenai Avenue. Fantastic truck stop. I'm going to show you guys the showers they have later. An amazing rain shower setup. Well, they wait a little while, let the truck drivers have their showers first. But it is like luxury bathing. So who's up at 7 a.m. on a Friday morning? Home sweet home at the truck stop. So this used to be a Flying J, actually. Now it's a Petro Pass. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe this never was a Flying J. I thought it was a Flying J over there. There is a Flying J a little farther back up the highway where we came in. Well, let's take a walk around here. Just doing our typical Friday morning tweak out. Yeah, I could be misremembering. I thought this was affiliated with Flying J one time. I could be tweaking. Very possible. Entirely possible. That's the most likely explanation. just taking Max for a little walk, and then we're gonna go for a coffee back in the RV. So here we go, Trans-Canada Highway. Oh, trying to look buddy. There was a lot of traffic coming in yesterday. A lot of eastbound traffic coming from this direction towards Salmon Arm, which was my last fuel stop, about 100 kilometers back up the road. 60 miles for those who don't understand actual units of measure. So yeah, I rolled into town here about, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. It's well after dark. There's a RV park just a little ways down the road. We'll be checking him out later this morning once they open. And might end up doing a little touring while I'm in the area. So there's nothing I really need to explore in Kamloops per se. Come on, let's go up. Up. Let's go have coffee. It's coffee time. Yes. Absolutely beautiful out here. Kamloops is way down in the valley there. And that, see that? See that ridge that goes there? Whoops. That way. Kamloops is way down in the valley. This big canyon. It rises up from the riverbed. Pretty amazing. I like this area. Drove through some really interesting areas in northern Okanagan. There was a little detour when I got to Sicamous, so I had to depart off of the Trans-Canada Highway west. We took Highway 97 south, and some beautiful valley farmland out there. Really amazing. So there's going to be lots of interesting areas to explore. Hopefully people to meet out here. This I can't explain. They got all this potential parking area here, and it's blocked off. So okay, coffee time. Max has already had breakfast. I've had a little snack. I made a coffee before I left. Ooh, a little chilly out there. Some heat on in here and some light on in here. So enjoy a proper Friday tweak. Dropped you. Shouldn't be dropping phones. But let's get you in the trifold. Set you up in a trifold. And see where we can go from here. So yeah, it's just 7:15 local time. Not a big day ahead of me, but just a settling down day. And then figure out when to start heading back to Calgary. I still haven't gotten any notification that any of my paperwork is ready to be signed back in Winnipeg, so there's not a huge sense of urgency to rush back east at this point, so I can spend a few days out here, because I will be living in my truck after I leave this parked here. So it is getting cooler back home, although right now it's actually pretty mild. Expecting days high 60s, low 70s, 12, 14, 16 degrees, something like that, back home, Celsius. It's actually much cooler over here. And drove through the rain. Good morning, Conspiracy Music. How are you doing today? So we made it to Kamloops safe and sound last night. Drove through, the rain was just coming down in sheets yesterday, right for the last 30 miles or so. It was amazing, pretty windy, lots of traffic. That was the only traffic I really encountered on this leg of the trip between Calgary and Kamloops. But I was leaving Salmon Arm, British Columbia, at rush hour, so there was lots of people coming home and lots of people leaving work, and so the Trans-Canada Highway was busy. And twisty, turny, wet road. It wasn't slippery or anything, it's just wet, hard visibility, especially when I had no windshield wiper. The Rain-X did the job. The Rain-X got me here. Shout out to Rain-X. And that bottle of Rain-X I got, I've had that since I started driving in 1999. I only just recently started reusing that stuff. I love it. So, Rain-X, if you're watching this, these unpaid plugs, they're not going to last forever. Well, yeah, a delightful feeling to be home sweet home. So we'll be checking into an RV park later this morning. I do want to do a short clip, or a short, showing you the luxurious shower facility they have here. They have these nice private showers. RV's running like a champ. Just a few things in the rattle and shakedown. There are some more leaks in the roof, and there seems to be a leak in the floor right behind the doghouse. You can see I put that extra mat down there. The carpet is just soaked, so I don't know if it was leaking, if water was spraying up, leaking through the doghouse itself, or if there's something in the floorboards that needs to be sealed up. It looks all solid, but who knows? There could be a hole that was drilled in there and it was just water was splashing up. So I'll have to address that. And then there was a minor leak in the bathroom area. It's most likely from the vent. So there was some sogginess happening, but that was actually really the first significant rain that this thing has encountered since I've had it at high speed. So I'm sure water was finding its way to get in. So I think, who did I see sneak in there? 75% is here. Chow Chow is here. Yes, the RV is running well, or it ran adequately to get me here. So that's all that mattered. Yeah, but it did very well on the highway. Those new tires were great. Just gripping the road like nobody's business. I don't know what Max wants. He's been fed. I've had my little snack out of my coffee. So yeah, looking forward to kind of a little more relaxing day, a little more low key. No, it's not that there was urgency to get here, but I needed to get here. And on the way, I was listening to some pretty fine music, so I can do a little music review for you guys too. Let's maybe dig up. What did I have? I gotta put some of it away. Okay, so what did we listen to? Last I saw you, I was in Banff National Park, and then I shot a short from Rogers Pass, and I thought I had uploaded it. Well, it uploaded, but then I went to list it as public, and I guess I hit the wrong button. It wasn't actually posted, it was unlisted. So I made that public, so I did just a 2-minute short from Rogers. 1,330 meters above sea level. And so Rogers is just west of Golden, BC. And we took you through Kicking Horse Pass. That was the 10-mile hill just on the east side of Golden, BC. So that was kind of wet windshield. Wasn't the greatest video quality, but it was something. Lots of buffering. Definitely lots of buffering. Didn't have good cell connectivity there because of the mountains. Some really steep, sheer cliff walls, and where they had blasted through the mountains to make a highway through there. But now that we're here, what? Oh yeah, what are we listening to now? So we left Banff. Well, I had Amadeus in there, so very good. Classical music was actually good driving music. Then we gave Prince a listen to. I don't know if anything really stood out on this album. They threw Purple Rain on right at the end, track 18, so that was good. I mean, it's just typical best of Prince fare, so if you have a favorite Prince song, it could be on here. I'll have to look for volume 1 because this is the hits 2, so I'm assuming there's a hits 1. Maybe there's even a hits 3. We shall see. Good morning, Mr. Osgood. Good to see you. After that, I stuck in Chicago's greatest hits. This was pretty decent driving music. All those tunes that you know from the radio. that you can sing along with. So if you don't have this one, I mean, if you find it at a thrift store, it's got a good bunch of hits from the early to late 80s. This is 82 to 89. So I liked it. I threw this in, or no, which one came first? No, this one, Culture Club. I listened to Best of Culture Club. And this one, again, it's got all the ones you know that they played non-stop on Much Music and MTV back in the day. But there was one song I was unfamiliar with, and it was a pleasant surprise. It's called The War Song. The lyrics kind of go, war is stupid, people are stupid, blah, blah, blah. So it's not that the verses and lyrics were compelling, but there was a throwback to The Great Gig in the Sky. So there's a vocalization on there. I forget the young girl's name who recorded that with the Floyds. But they incorporated some of that improvisational vocalization into the war song. So acknowledging their influences in Pink Floyd. So I thought that was pretty cool. That made me enjoy the rest of what I was hearing even more. Then I had bought this at a thrift store a long way back. It was just something different to drive to. It kept me going. So that one played right up until Salmon Arm, BC. Gave that one a listen to. And then the last leg of the trip from Salmon Arm to here, I stuck this back in. I had started listening to this, I get the glare off, Aldemola, Kiss My Axe. And this was pretty intense driving music. Like because of the road conditions, the traffic, the rain, like it was a little bit of white knuckle driving, and this was actually pretty intense for kind of this jazzy stuff, but it was good. I like it. I got a few more tracks to listen to, but that's what got me from Banff to my current location. So just going through a bunch of music that I have kicking around. I still have lots to listen to. But maybe let's build another cup of coffee. See what you guys are up to. This isn't top-notch tweaking. It's just I maybe oversold it in the title, calling it a Tweakfest. It's more of a tweak. A tweak down. A Tweakfest involves much more intensity and drama, and I don't have that. Don't have that going this morning. We had the gas grill going last night. Cooked up some of this amazing lamb and pork sausage. Buddy gave me a ring of this. A little slice of that right away. So we just kind of got it going on the barbecue and then wrapped it in foil. So good. Oh yeah. This is basically the pork farmer sausage recipe, but and that's giving a shout out to Country Style Meat Sausage in New Bothwell. They make a fantastic pork farmer sausage, which is just pork with salt and pepper, 1.5 pound in a casing, and smoked to perfection using oak. So this recipe just incorporates some lamb with the pork, because my buddy had butchered some lamb. And you got them to make up the same style sausage, just just with a mix of lamb in there. It's very nice, very nice. So we need some water and coffee, filter. So that's it. We've arrived home, or what we're gonna call home for the next little while. Well, for the next few days, and then I gotta head back to my second home, Manitoba. And I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. I'm kind of waiting on my legal team to notify me when there's paperwork that needs to be signed and my presence is required. And I get some money. So there'll be a check waiting for me. That's having to do with the sale of the homestead Tweakfest. So I'll probably stick around in this area until early next week. Unless I hear from the law office today, there's no reason to rush back, because I'll be living in my truck essentially from here on in. And it is getting colder back in Manitoba. It's quite comfortable here. It didn't even get below freezing last night, so I didn't have to turn the RV on to stay warm. And here we go, just some pork and lamb sausage. Delicious. And again, the secret to that, if you don't know, if you haven't heard, is you got to get the right amount of fat in there. As much as 20 to 30% fat. It may sound like a lot, but it cooks down, but it makes for a juicy, succulent sausage. And that can be barbecued. You can throw it on a grill, throw it in a roasting pan, throw it in boiling water. That's how I usually used to make it. Just throw it in some water. You could throw it up breakfast burritos. I don't know what the burrito story is here in Kamloops. I'm sure there's something. I haven't had time to explore the local cuisine or culture. I can guarantee you there's going to be some tweakers, but burritos, I don't know where to go for the best burrito at this point, let alone a breakfast burrito. All right, so I still need some coffee grounds, courtesy of fine folks at McDonald's. Shout out to McDonald's. Enjoy your free, meaning unpaid, endorsement while it lasts. It's not going to last forever. I mean, we got two people watching. All this free endorsement. You don't want to give up that lucrative market Oh yeah, I said McDonald's and one person dipped out. There we go. People are not fans of McDonald's. Sorry, McDonald's. Well, that's where we're at. Just tweaking out. Wait until the office opens up at the RV place, RV park. Well, I don't know what Max is waiting for. It's kind of warm in here, so it's starting to get brighter out. Yeah, I'll be able to finally hook up to power. I haven't had 110 volt power since I was at my buddy's place parked in their driveway. So that's 2 weeks. Just been going off of gasoline and battery power here. And I never picked up a generator yet. I was thinking I should have done that before leaving Manitoba, but sort of it's not required at this point. Maybe once I have like even once I hook up to power, I don't really need a gas generator for much. I can run pretty much whatever I want off 30 amp service. All right, the coffee's got it. Or water's got to be ready. Nope. Very close. We're very close. So let's see what's going on. I guess everybody's just kind of chilling. La Rata style breakfast burritos. I'm not even sure I've had one of those. King Charles, you're gonna have to show me the spots. Or at least educate me on what La Rata style breakfast burritos is. Or does that mean just going for breakfast burritos is La Rata's style? That sounds like something La Rata would do. Speaking of La Rata, it's been a while since we've had a badger sighting, so let's call out the badger. Who knows a badger call? Or you just say, I got some cones over here, or is that a bag of marijuanas? And then see if the badger comes running. I really don't know. I don't know how to summon the badger. I guess you know what you could do. And he said this on the live stream. If you really miss the badger, just send him an email and say, we miss you, we love you, please come back. We're sorry for all we've done. Please forgive us. We need you on YouTube. That works, according to the badger himself. So, a badger burrito. But yeah, that's from the lips of the badger himself. If you get a little heartsick for some badger, just send him an email at badger.larata.tweaker.com @gmail.org. I think is his email. So there you go. That's the badger call. It's an electronic call. It's allowed according to the Fish and Game Department. You can use an electronic call to summon a badger. But I'm not that inclined to be sending emails. That's so 1998. And we're in the 2000s. It's almost 2026. What happened to 2025? So the year of the Tweakfest has just gone by so fast. How can it be? One badger, please. One badger and 3 marijuanas, please. How are you doing today, Mr. Osgood? I see you're making fantastic progress on your tweak shack. I'm thinking once I'm back here, which may be December after I go retrieve some items from Manitoba, I'll be settled here in December. We'll see if it makes sense to do a winter trip down for a meetup. So it may happen before Christmas. It's just my time schedule. I don't really have one at this point. I just I'm focused on getting settled here. So until that's kind of not completed, but more or less done, meaning both vehicles are here and some of my belongings and a place to keep them, then I won't be doing any traveling south of the border until earliest I could see is, mid-December, maybe even early December. But it's totally doable. And I'd probably just take the truck. Like, really. We'll figure that out, whether I decide to take the RV out on the road for more travels. That might be more of a spring and summertime activity, just because I don't want to deal with winter storms when this thing is still needs some kinks to be worked out of it. But the truck, I can just stay in the truck or stay in a hotel or stay wherever. So. But from Kamloops to Oregon, that's virtually a one-day drive. It'd be a long drive, but it's pretty much yeah, it'd be a tiring drive. It's a few hours to the border and a few hours through Washington State. Probably more than a few hours on these roads. I'm not sure if there's an interstate. I'll have to look on the map. I haven't seen which routes get into your neighborhood there, or I haven't looked in a while. Right, I haven't charted a course between here and there, but there will be some mountains. But yeah, I was very pleased the way this thing skipped through the Rocky Mountains. Once worked out the bugs with the fuel system, it seemed to work quite well. So just a couple more considerations. I might use both ports on my carburetor, so I'll add the Edelbrock dual fuel feed adapter. Alternately, I could just get a brass inlet and run one line off my fuel regulator into the second port on the carburetor. That way both bowls fill at an equal rate. So instead of just flowing in from one side, it fills both sides. So that should be even better performance. But yeah, I was very pleased with how this thing handled the road. Kept up with traffic pretty much. I was driving like an old granny. It's a big vehicle, it's top heavy, so I was obeying the speed limit. I wasn't necessarily holding up traffic, but I wasn't much of a pace setter, so people were passing me. But that's the roads were built for travel, so, and safety. I was very pleased with the roads in Alberta and Calgary. Much better than what we got back home. A little bit of construction on the way, nothing major. But that's it. Was that Jody sneaking in? Yeah, Jody snuck in. Well, good morning, Jody. Good to see you. Just saying hi from a new home in Kamloops, which is temporarily at the Petro Pass truck stop. We'll get cleaned up in a little bit. We'll let some of these trucks pull out. Everybody kind of bombed in here in the middle of the night, and so I'll let them have first crack at the facilities, and then once I still got an hour or two to get to the RV park. They have shower facilities there, but you got to see the shower here. It is just amazing. And Mr. Osgood, the old principal at Burbank School. Never been in that neighborhood, so we're just gonna take your word for that, Joe, the hoe. So thank you for coming into the Lorata waiting room. We're still waiting until somebody sends. Yeah, it costs monies. Yeah, it's what is that? King Charles is still lurking. It's 12 Canadian pesos here, but it's worth it. I'm not buying gas here, so I'll gladly pay the 12 bucks. What killed me was the Flying J in the States. It was $17 American to shower. Now, if you're a truck driver and you got the loyalty card and whatnot, typically when you're filling a diesel truck, it's 150 to 250 gallons, and you get a free shower with a minimum 75 gallons or 50 gallon fill. And so typically drivers don't pay for showers if you're using your loyalty cards or points, your loyalty system, your Flying J your Flying J Pass or whatever they call it. And there's a petrol points card you can get, but when you're filling up 20 gallons, like they're not going to give you any freebies. So yeah, the 12 bucks is reasonable, especially for the amazing shower experience that they have here. All showers in the States are close to 20. Well, in Jackson, I was able to use the rec center for $10. Working and a lurking. Ain't that the way it is? Working and lurking is where it's at, you heard? 20 bucks for a shower, just in general. So yeah, if you're homeless and you need a shower, go to a rec center. It's cheaper. I don't know what the full admission would be for using the pool and whatnot. Loves in the Midwest ain't bad. Had to shower at one once when my water was frozen. Yeah, I like the Love's truck stops. They got a lot of neat shit in there. But even 10 years ago, a shower at a truck stop in the States was like $7. Now it's $17. That's egregious. Please explain how you, and like even before that, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, it wasn't even close to 10 bucks. So you have this exponential rise in shower prices. I don't know, the price of water go up, or how do you justify that? That's wild shit. But yeah, 12 bucks is reasonable. I can live with that. Well, that's about it for the Monday or Friday Tweakdown Monday. Tuesday screwed me up because it was Remembrance Day here on Tuesday, and all day it felt like a Sunday because most businesses are closed for half the day, like up until noon, and it's just I couldn't get my head to think it was Tuesday, and so the rest of my week it's the weekend already. It's Friday, and somehow I lost the whole week. It seems like I lost the whole year. What happened to 2025? It's wild. Looks very West Virginia. Yeah, it's got that that kind of look, but it's also got this kind of desert look. Like really. Oh, let's flip you around and we can zoom in on the cliffs. Oops. I think we can. So it's kind of just on the edge of the high desert here, like high canyon walls. I mean, there's surrounding areas, like there's a lot of tree covered mountains and whatnot, but yeah, it's a gorgeous setting. I like it. And there's farmland around here in the valley, along the river valley. So you can see some green hay fields across there. So I like seeing that bright green back in the middle of November. Even back home, it's like the grass is kind of dormant, but it's still nice and green. I'm sure it's trying to grow. It's ground is nowhere near frozen. So very mild fall, early winter season here in Canada. I think they got a good dumping of snow out east in Toronto in that way, but I was looking at the temperatures earlier. It's pretty mild there right now. Oh, I can zoom in. Wow, I didn't know you could zoom in on the front facing camera. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, we got nothing to do and lots of time to do it. That's kind of a good position. I like being in that position. So. Because for the last 6-8 months, there's been too much to do and not enough time to do it. No place like home. Dad said it. No place like home, you heard? So did anybody email the Badger yet? You going live? Or did he get a job? Is he selling cars again? Like, is there a big demand for Vietnamese ladyboys in the job market these days? With hair down to their waist? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what things are like down there as far as job prospects. I think the YouTube prospects were where it's at. As long as you can keep the tweak, ride the tweak wave, keep that momentum going. So it's hard. I've seen it. It's, the tweak waves rise and fall, and it's like you got to be able to come through those troughs, still get them TTSs and super chats. But yeah, there might be. Aaron Queen needs to send 100G. Because he's got monies, right? Like he lets us all know that he's pretty flush. So yeah, he should make a bit of a dono there. I'm up for that, but yeah, definitely more than a G. He should be given at least 3 months living expenses. Yeah, the tweakfrequency, it's like those oscillations, they rise and fall. So you gotta keep, like when you're hearing a frequency, you don't hear all the tones, you just hear the single tone. So you gotta somehow cruise through the peaks and the troughs, the highs and the lows. But the Badger's been at this YouTube and internet game longer than I have, so I'm not giving any unsolicited advice. I'm just tweak talking here. Aaron was banned on Cash App by the Badger. Only way we can get unbanned is to fork up 2 Badger tokens. That's cheap. Bao should be saying, send me 30 large, keep me going for 3 months, and then you'll be unbanned. 2 Badger tokens. Like, what's that? I mean, yeah, 30 grand plus the 2 Badger tokens, I'd say, because the Badger tokens are potential value. Because I've been offering slivers, nobody's scarfing them up. I'm not. I'm just trying to make available the asset to a wider pool of people in a way that's affordable. So it's $50 slivers or $10 sliverettes. So if you need a sliverette, which is a tenth of a Badger token, at least you've got your toe in the pool. And for a sliver, $50, that's doable for most people. That'll get you started. But there's only a limited amount. I don't have an unlimited amount of token. I'm just going to sit on most of it, but there's some slivers available if anybody needs slivers. Except to Aaron Queen. He gets nothing. Aaron Queen gets nothing. Until he's unbanned from Cash App. And actually, yeah, I have a question. Like, how's that Cash App work? Is that tied to your bank account? Through your phone number? Like if I were to get an American bank account, could I tie a Canadian phone number to that bank account? Or would I need an American phone plan as well, or a phone number in the States? Has anyone had puppies before? Well, Max was a puppy, so I can say yes. I haven't had any dogs that had puppies in my possession. And about 35 years ago, I had some puppies, but I ended up giving them away, rehoming them. Puppies are delightful. I almost feel like I can... Cash App, yeah, we can't access Cash App through a Canadian bank using a Canadian phone number that I'm aware of, because I think that's a pretty slick way of doing peer-to-peer payments. We have a similar system up here called Interac. It's nationwide, but it's tied to your online banking or your card. It's kind of our universal system, similar to Cash App. But it's like if you go into a store, can you pay for stuff using Cash App? Will they accept that as payment? Or is it more of a peer-to-peer money transfer system? Your pug had 5 puppies. Oh, one was dead. The biggest one was dead? That's weird. Huh. Usually the runts tend to have the least resources, but it could be the big one was getting too much nutrition and something went wrong. I don't know if that, I'd say that's normal, but it's not concerning from what I understand. Yeah, it's sad when you have animals that don't make it, but it could be that big one was yeah, it's basically like a PayPal bank account, but it's tied to your bank account, right? Or do you have a Cash App account and you have to put money in the Cash App account? Or do you use a card, like a credit card, or I don't know. I guess I could just look it up. I'm sure it's on the internet. Fell asleep for 20 minutes. She already had 2 out. One was dead. Yeah, like the big one, it might have been taking too much resource from the mother, and she just kind of had a difficult time with that one, and it might have ended up dying. Like, it was fully formed, I'm guessing. Like, usually if the mother is having trouble, they'll come out kind of like clearly looking malnourished, but this is not the case. Maybe it wasn't able to nurse when it got out. That's interesting. Like, I'm not going to say it's perfectly normal. It's just kind of, you want to have an explanation. Why did this one die, right? Cash App, its own bank account. You make a profile, sign an account number. Okay, so it's, yeah. Yeah, it's like you don't, it's hard to accept these newborn deaths. It's for her first puppies. Okay, well, yeah, 5 puppies for a first litter. That's pretty amazing. Good morning, Brandon Mitchell. Live long and smoke. Good to see you. Good to see you. 5 puppies on a first litter. That's pretty impressive. But yeah, as a pet owner, dog owner, tweak long and prosper. I will do just that. You want to know, like, what happened? Well, I need to know. I want an explanation for this. Explain yourself. So yeah, sorry to hear one didn't make it, but 4 healthy pups. That's nice for a first litter. I don't know what a typical first litter is for a pug, but in general, like for my lambs, for instance, you would expect a fresh ewe or a new ewe on her first time to give you 1 lamb, and in the second year you'd usually get doubles, occasionally triples. Sometimes the third one wouldn't make it because it's still a fairly young ewe, but then by the 3rd year, if that breed is kind of suited for multiple births, then it would give you triplets or even quads. And so the breed I had back home was a Canadian Arcot or Rideau Arcot, and it was kind of a hybrid breeding species that was bred for meat production and decent wool production, suited for our climate, and gave multiple offspring. So a lot of my ewes, they were consistently giving triples, like triplets. The occasional quads, But then the more lambs you'd get, they wouldn't nurse all four, so they would abandon at least one, sometimes two of those, and so you'd have to bottle feed them, and I'd usually try to sell those as quickly as possible. Let somebody else bottle feed them. That's a big hassle. But with puppies, yeah, if 2 is typical on a first birth, then 5, yeah, you would expect something to go a little wonky there. I'm no veterinarian, just familiarity with animals. But yeah, with even pigs, their first litter, they could give as many as 10 on their first litter. And occasionally you'd have one that doesn't make it, but typically it's because they don't nurse in time. They gotta find the teats. So yeah, if you were asleep and she started squirting out these puppies, maybe it just had a hard time when it came out, and although that is a pretty short amount of time, it's hard to say. I don't have an answer other than it could be just one of those things. And so what'd you get? A mix of males and females in the new puppies. You got some puppies for sale now? What are you gonna do with all these puppies? That's a lot of puppies to feed. Or a lot of puppies to care for. Anybody need a pug? I know somebody who's got some. Oh, it's your buddy's dog. Oh. Ah, man. Christmas pugs. Just say, what do I look like, a veterinarian to you? Why are you asking me to be the midwife for your pug? Do I look like a midwife? Yeah, I watched them. Had puppies and one was dead. End of story. Now, if you're expecting 2 and got 4 healthy living ones, you did good. So. Yeah, the 5th one, that's just that's just within the statistical bell curve there. It's like some just aren't going to make it. And as an animal owner, animal lover, you don't want to hear that, but that's just the way it is. There's a saying amongst breeders or farmers or animal folks, is like, if you own livestock, you're gonna have to deal with dead stock. So it's never easy. Yeah, you love these animals and you want to see them do well, but yeah, when you have a death, it's sort of like, dang, what could I have done different? Sometimes like nothing. So sometimes it's out of your hands. And it's a learning experience too. There was times when I had animals die, and it's like, I could have done this different. And so you chalk that up to experience. I'll know better next time. And then the next time you figure out, oh, this is the same as last time, and you do what you thought you needed to do last time, and it turns out better. It doesn't die, or it whatever. Whoops, I missed that one. Usually not all make the first litter. Yeah, my buddy's got actually a bully, a little pit bully, mini micro bully or something, I forget. And they had some some issues with the first litter. She only had 2. And then she's about to be bred again, so they're hoping for more. It's a bit of a scam that they're involved in. So there's a guy who sends them the sperms and they inseminate. So yeah, that's possible. Like dogs are kind of those ones. Like it's genetic too, right? Like the pug has a funny shaped snout, so really it's built for a clear airway. Like I think your best dogs for breeding are just the mongrels, the mutts, the Heinz 57 varieties. Like just a wide variety of genetics. Those tend to have the healthiest puppies. With any specially bred breed of dog, and pug being one of them, it's like there are side complications that always arise, you know. So something like that, like poodles have their own issues. Chihuahuas have their own, like kind of these specialty breeds. The best dogs are mutts, yeah. So Max is a bit of a mutt. We know there's border collie and lab mixed in there, which are pretty hardy breeds to begin with, but there might even be a third bit of genetics in there, just because we don't necessarily know who the father was. The father could have been a mixed breed, but there was definitely lab in there, and the mother was purebred border collie. But Max didn't get much of the border collie genetics. He got the mutt genetics. So, but yeah, when you narrow down for specific traits genetically, inevitably you always introduce complications, and so pugs fall into that category. Maybe pugs have some issue with birthing. You don't know, or I don't know. I'm just talking hypotheticals. But when you try to narrow down the genetics of especially dog breeds, that's when you get extra considerations that you have to be on top of, aware of, be able to manage. So that's what I would say to your friend. It's like it's genetics, bro. It's like it's the pug. It wasn't me. But I'm sure he'll be happy with the 4. Now, like, what was the one that died? A big male? Nobody wants males anyways. Hello, pug male. I don't know. Still waiting to see what sexes you got out of the ones that survived too. So how long do you have to babysit these pugs for, or did your buddy come get them already? Border Collie, Beagle, Australian Shepherd. Yeah, there's one of my neighbors was breeding Australians. They're interesting dogs, but they wanted crazy amount of money. They were a little scammy. And then it's one guy told me a story. He's like, I want that puppy. It's like, okay. And then you talk to the daughter. It's like, oh well, my sister wanted that one, so it's going to be $800 more than what my dad told you. It's like, what? Dead one was a female. Okay, so there's loss of future puppy production, but unless your buddy's getting into pug breeding, sell off those Christmas pugs in another, well, just before Christmas. You have some nice 6-week-old puppies. Should be close enough to weaned. Stick them in somebody's stocking on Christmas morning. And ooh, puppy! And then just watch the tweak out. Oh yeah, priceless. He has a male and female, so he's got a breeding pair already. So he's ready to start chugging out the puppies. Nice. Yeah, I can't see myself being a pug owner. Although a pug in an RV, that would fit nice. I don't know if Max would get along with a pug. I mean, we saw some other tiny dog last week, and he's looking like, what is this thing? This isn't even for real, is it? So, I don't know. 800 to $1,000, that sounds about right. You know, people up here, they kind of go crazy on some of the pricing on their puppies. I've never looked at pug pricing, but it's one of those that would be fairly costly. So 800 to $1,000 sounds about right. I'm more like, would you take a badger sliver, maybe 2, for your puppy? That's about that's as much as I'd be willing to invest. Well, yeah, the truck stop cleared out pretty quick. Everybody gone. They gone. See how dirty my windshield was. Pugface Media, I remember Pugface. He's still around, is he not? Well, I don't know if he's active on Bow's channel. But Bow's not even active on Bow's channel. None of you are active on Bow's channel. It's been what, almost 2 weeks? Something like that. He still watches, but he doesn't comment. Ooh, so he's a full-time lurker. Yeah. Well, shout out to the lurkers, full-time and part-time. I'm a part-time lurker. Sometimes when I'm driving, all I can do is lurk if there's some live tweaking going on. But yeah, I don't subscribe to any of the channels that Bow's subscribed to. Like, I'm not subscribed to Chuck Bronson. I'm subscribed to James Freeman, but I haven't really been watching much of his content. I did see Hampton Law Office covered the Freeman thing. Did any of you guys see that? Saying he was totally in the right. The cops were totally in the wrong. He's got a good chance of making these guys pay through their eye teeth. And he should go after them for everything they got. And do a municipal suit against them as well. Never mind a 1983 federal lawsuit. And then that was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys see Hampton Law Office, I think it's called. He's got some pretty good insights on the American legal system, which is very similar to ours. There's one up here called Cruse Law, Kruse. He just did a video yesterday or day before, 5 common rights that Canadians get wrong. And it was like, people don't realize, like, you can film cops in public as long as you're not interfering. You don't have to answer their questions just because they're got a badge and a gun, and saying that you have to talk to us. You don't have to answer the questions. So, yeah, Canadians are sadly ill-informed of their rights, which are more or less similar to yours in the States. So that was cruise law is a good resource if you're interested in Canadian law at all. And then I saw a civil rights lawyer had a video in the last day or two where these cops in Arkansas were tracking an air tag, and they pulled up on a woman and her toddler in a gas station parking lot, guns drawn, put her face down on the asphalt, cuffed her, then realized it was a different make, different VIN number than what they were looking for, and then continued to detain her even though she had done nothing wrong and they had done everything wrong. Like, she's got a suit against them, so check out civil rights lawyers. I mean, just egregious behavior. That's that's kind of why I don't want to be a part of the American system. The police system there is completely retarded. Like, 3 cruisers show up. The cops screaming at this woman who stopped for snacks for her and her child. And they put her face down on the ground, cuff her, and then realize their error, don't apologize, don't do nothing. They continue to detain her, run her information because, well, she might have warrants, right? Like, it's like, who... Maybe the chances of that are the same as winning a lottery, but I've seen too many videos on YouTube. It's like the American cops are like this parasite on the population down there. And they're an outgrowth of the parasite, which is government. So just egregious. Yeah, I don't want egregious behavior to become normalized. Lurking is a skill. Yes, talk to Dad about lurking, increasing your lurking prowess. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of cop watch content as of late, and I used to watch civil rights lawyer kind of religiously. He was putting out new content all the time. But I haven't checked out Delete Laws or Chili in forever. The only news I know about James Freeman is what I get through Bow's chat. The only awareness I have of... I am subscribed to Artemis, Queen Artemis. Whatever's going on with Mitch, I find out through Bow's chat. Who allegedly is in a cage at the moment somewhere in Colorado. So I don't follow I don't follow all those streams that Bow follows. I just get that content through here. So I'm not looking at a lot of live stream content on my feed. A lot of the content I'm watching is actually pre-recorded stuff. But I do enjoy the value of the live content as it's filtered through the Badger Media conglomerate, or the Lorata Corporation. The lady calling churches asked for... No, I haven't. She's getting turned down, I imagine. Yeah, as far as IRL live streaming, I'm not subscribed to much. Well, Artemis, as far as I know, is still behind bars as well. I haven't got any updates. I only subscribed to her in the springtime, and she was tweaking hard after Bow went to do that visit with her in Kentucky. She ended up in Tennessee. No Mercy Sheep in the house. Welcome, Lorata. Good morning to you. Good morning. How's the weather in Ontario? Are you guys making snowmen there? Or is the snow all melted already? But yeah, Artemis got picked up on an impaired driving scam, I guess. I don't know the details. I'm just going by hearsay, word of mouth, things you hear on the internets. And so it was, yeah, impaired driving. They locked her up, and that's the last I heard. But she was kind of inconsistent on YouTube. I would see some of her live streams, and she was tweaking hard, listening to this Russian music, doing her journaling and writing. Like she was just kind of frantic and incoherent, even more incoherent than I can be. And so she has been incarcerated, or let's see, in custody, at least since late summer. So it seems like a long time to me. I don't know what a typical stay would be for the charges she's facing, but she would also stream on Facebook Live. I never followed her on Facebook. So I don't, it all melted? Okay. So no snowmen. No snowmen in Ontario. Turned down by multimillionaire churches, yeah. But Amos asked 2 questions. Where are you and what type of formula? Yeah. Well, that's a typical response, I would think, from a lot of these corporate churches. I don't participate in that corporate church system. I am a believer, but I'm not a churchian. I've just seen too much malarkey over the years. But that sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah, I have some stories to tell, but maybe another time. But yeah, Artemis, as far as I know, is still inactive on the internet because she's probably doesn't have access to the internet in the way you and I do. So that's just my supposition. But yeah, she was live streaming a fair amount. We lost another fine YouTuber in Loose Squares. But somebody said he had a new channel, so I haven't looked up Loose Squares' new channel. Haven't looked at Crackhead Kenny in a while. It's been a few months. Last I tuned in with Crackhead Kenny, he was going off on Roy and Ant and Sticker Chick and Scientology. And he had a new channel every 3 days, so I guess Sticker Chick kept getting his channels canceled, or I don't know. It was funny for a minute, but that's about it. Sticker Chick I haven't watched since Bao was restreaming and leeching off of her. So yeah, I'm sure Kenny's still out there somewhere being a pest on the internet. But the live streams typically come to my eyeballs through the Badger. And it's been a busy last couple of weeks, so I would have just been lurking in the Badger's chats anyway. So, and now that I got time, I might have time to send emails to certain Vietnamese ladyboys. If you know what I mean. I might send an email to ladyboy@tweakcentral.laratahq@gmail.org. I think that's his email. Really, I'll have to check that. I'm just going from memory. The DOA saga, the Hez streams. Yeah, Hez is kind of... I think I found Hez before I found Bao. And I was like, what is this guy? Like, is this for real? This is so cringy. And I could see why Bao would restream that just to point out the cringe, but Hez is kind of yeah, some of the drama is overly dramatic. It's not the drama for the drama's sake. It's the drama to see what comedy comes out of the chats, and that's sometimes solid gold. Tweak, man. Platinum Tweak, and not platinum plated, pure platinum. I think Hez still streams. Like, what was it, Mornings with Hez, or Come Watch Me Tweak or something. But yeah, a lot of the drama. Direct Diaper, I think he's still putting a little bit of content out there. Nothing coherent though. He's still going on about the pastor and his wife. And it seems like he's got a bunch of the facts not even close to accurate. So we'll see. Yeah, Bao might be busy setting up Larada HQ just outside of Direct Donkey's driveway there. He could be in Arizona as far as we know. Bao can take no content, turn it into premium content. Yeah, well, and probably the inverse. He could take premium content and turn it into complete trash too. So you gotta be able to accept that you may get both, and you don't know which you're gonna get. Yeah, I haven't been following the writer Killamilla Todd drama, because of course we hate Ryder. I mean, he just sucks, right? The only exposure I've had to that is on Bao's stream, so I don't even know what they're quibbling and squabbling about. I couldn't begin to tell you. The quadrangulation between Bao, or not Bao, Ryder, Direct D, JJ Scarborough, Todd, I have no idea what they're even talking about. And I don't necessarily want to know. Like, it's all just noise as far as I'm concerned. And then Secret Agent Scal as this spoiler or sleeper agent or something. I don't know what that's all about. She just looks like some kind of asset or something that's making it a little bit interesting, but it's I have no idea what any of that is about. I couldn't say, well, when Ryder did this, it instantly triggered this like, I have no idea. It's just, we hate Ryder. That's all that matters, is we are committed to hating Ryder as long as this channel is in existence. Chris Ryder, if you're out there, you're scum. You smell like horse. Your wife, Tifaho, I mean, take a look at your life. You just delete your account. That's all I can say. Delete your account, because you suck. That's all I distilled it down to that. We just need to get Chris Ryder to stop YouTubing, because he sucks. Is that it? Is that encapsulated the entire scenario perfectly? We just hate him because we need somebody to hate. I think that's it. I think that's the bulk of the drama right there. We're hateful people and we need to hate. So we have chosen you, Chris Ryder, as the focus of our laser beam of hatred. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't go on YouTube and suck. Otherwise, we'll hate you too. Got it? We don't stop. We won't stop. So just double tap that screen for me right now. Do me a favor and quickly just double tap. Yeah, I haven't watched Chili in a minute. It's been forever. But it's, I don't know. It got to be too much for me just seeing all that nasty cop content. Like at a certain point you reach your threshold. It's like, I can't watch this anymore. This is too much. So I backed away from all that cop watching. But McKinney, Texas, be prepared for the big lawsuits. They's a coming from a ginger leprechaun who knows his rights. And he's going to make you pay. So he's going after your pot of gold. He's going after your gold, Shay. So cheer you on, James Freeman. From Freeman, Texas. I don't know if there's a Freeman, Texas. Maybe. And Ryder, you can just take your YouTube account and shove it up Tifahoe's hoo-ha. Along with all your horses, which suck too. I mean, I like horses, but Ryder's horses suck. And that's just the way I feel about it. And you're not going to change my mind. So there we go. I think we'll wind this down. The place is emptying out. It's what the heck time is it? Let's see what we're up against here. Oh, it's almost 9 o'clock here. Got time to get on with my day. Yeah, you're way out in the eastern regions of the Americas there. How's things in upstate New York? Have you experienced the snowfall yet? Did you get that blast that came through Ontario a week ago or whenever it was? Tell us about the weather in New York. Sure, it's fascinating content. Getting all tweak out on. It's supposed to rain again today. Later on. And right now it's very nice out. No rain. It's raining tweaks, and in some places it's raining pugs. Apparently. Allegedly. Well, yeah, this place cleared out fast. I imagine there's a bunch of people that need to get into Vancouver, unload, and then get their reloads for the weekend. Otherwise, they're stuck in Vancouver. And I guess there's another bunch of guys heading to Calgary who want to unload. Otherwise, they're stuck in Calgary for the weekend, which sucks. So yeah, place was full. Now it's empty. We got some snow. All right. Shout out to snow in New York. Actually, no evidence that it has snowed here as yet. There was significant snowfall up at Rogers Pass. The snowplows had been on the highway through that stretch of road between Golden and Revelstoke. There was I saw some snow in Revelstoke in that area, but it was a heavy rain. So if there was any snow, it all got washed away. It was pretty mild through here. And when I took that little detour down 95 or 97 south, it looked like a beautiful fall day. You got bitter cold there too. Oh yeah, that's what you want to avoid. It's that bitter cold I'm running away from. I've had enough of that. 40 degrees below, whether it's degrees Fester or Celsius, it's too cold. And then it gets colder than that. So back home, back in the old hood. There won't be no 40 degrees, minus 40 here. Which is good, Shay. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I think the tweak is done. I feel my tweak reserves have been depleted. No, I'll take care of that. What I have to do is fabricate another little bushing out of, I don't know if you remember way back when I was in Montana the first time. I should dig that thing out. Where is that? Okay. Yeah, it was just, it was so wet and rainy last night. I didn't want to stand there getting soaked. Fixing that thing, because my fix was Rain-X. Stuff here. Oh, we got a little battery. Let's see if we can. We have a brick here. Let's plug you into some power. Yeah, I can walk you through what's required for my windshield wiper repair. That'll be a good tweak. Let's see here. I've got a steel bushing too, but I ended up using a nylon bushing. Actually, while I'm under the cowling there, under that valance, I can see how that nylon bushing is holding up on the other one. This. Anyways, I had a nylon bushing similar to this steel bushing, and I end up having to slice it off maybe 3/8 of an inch, and then use that as an insert, a bushing for the wiper control arm. And so I gotta dig up my nylon bushing. This one's a little too big. And so the nylon one is a little smaller diameter, but a similar inside diameter. But yeah, the bushing is somewhere here. Oh, here it is. Oh, it might be close enough to the same height I need. So I'll just smooth this out. I was using my angle grinder to cut this, and so I might just have to, I don't know if I have a file here, just file it down a bit, because I don't have power to run my angle grinder at the moment. But basically off the the arm is attached to a shaft. The shaft is attached to the control arm on a swivel, or kind of an offset. So this has to go over the shaft, and then the control arm slips on here, and then I put a clip to secure it. And I have those clips around somewhere too. Actually, this is the same diameter, so I might use these steel ones instead of the nylon, depending on if the nylon one is held up on the other side. So I'll check them both out, see what needs to be done. Because if I don't put a bushing in there, there's just too much slop, and it would make for a very noisy operation and probably wear out the whole works pretty quickly. But on the passenger side, which I repaired probably 3 weeks ago or longer, probably a month ago, it's been, well, I haven't been running my windshield wipers, but it was quiet operation. But now it's I guess we can go out now. It's daylight. I can show you what I'm talking about. I don't really want to get right into the repair this morning since I'm lazy. I just don't want to. Do I have power? I don't know. But oh, they'll get fixed. But that control arm there slipped off this shaft, so something wore out there. Maybe the clip just fell off, but on this side you kind of see the shaft is secured. You see that that little hitch clip that's securing the whole works. So this side works. This side is loose and just hanging there doing nothing. And the motor is on this side, so this side doesn't even operate because it's all driven off the motor, which originates over here. So somebody's suggesting rub the shaft. I tried that. It just makes a mess. It just makes a bit of a mess. So there's like 50 screws that I gotta take off to get that cover off. So I'm just gonna plug you into a different brick here. This one has some power. If you feel rubbing the shaft is going to help, I suggest go rub some shafts in your vicinity. But Rain-X was the ticket, man. Periodic table of tweak. The specific gravity, yeah. Yeah, some of those parameters are quite critical to achieve the perfect tweak. Yeah, the Rain-X got me here. It was like looking through glass. When I was in Revelstoke, the windshield dried up just enough. Like I had applied some of that Tweakfest. I think in Banff before I left Banff, but it was the windshield was so wet. I don't think the Tweakfest actually stuck to the glass. Mostly just washed off. But when I was in Revelstoke, the windshield was dry enough that I could smear some more of that goo on, and the water was beating quite nicely. So it's the wonder drug for windshields. It's like crack for windshields. It doesn't fix cracks in your windshield, but it's like crack. Rain-X, Tweakfest, whatever, same thing. But there you have it. So I got a minor repair to deal with. I got a shower to deal with. I've got some pee-peeing to deal with because all this coffee is about to make an escape from my bladder. It's gonna make a run for it, and I don't want it to run down my leg, if you know what I'm saying. The piss jug. This whole thing is a piss jug. Just gonna see if I can get my toilet hooked up to. I mean, I haven't been using the toilet, but there's a toilet back here. There's a shower stall, sink under my tubs. I haven't been hooked up to water, so I don't bother with using the bathroom. It's just been my storage area. I mean, this can here is a garbage can, but there's a propane bottle in there. Max's food was being stored in one of those. It's been just the process of getting all this stuff out here, and then I'll find a place to store all this stuff. I got some boxes of clothes. And all my laundry is piling up front. CDs in this box. There's more laundry underneath the bunk. Laundry basket and shoes and stuff. There's storage under this bed. So the place is just packed full of stuff that the functionality of it is limited by the amount of crap I've dragged across the country with me. So we'll get this all sorted out. There's a nice big closet here for clothes. This fancy door slides shut, so you can do your poops and pee-pees in privacy. Nice amount of counter space, which I have all cluttered up. The sink is just being used to store stuff. I don't have the water running, but I could if I had a garden hose. So we'll test that all out once we're in the RV park. Make some water hookups. Everything's shelf stable, yeah. And if it's not, I'll just feed it to the dog. Dog doesn't care. He's got a gut like a stainless steel something. There's nothing that resembles food that he's going to refuse, except for fruits and vegetables. He's not a fruit and veggie dog. Hopefully those pug puppies, you get them started on celery and carrots and stuff like that. Once they're weaned, get them chomping on them veggies, cucumbers, and yeah, nice healthy little pugs. I've come up with a way to secure everything, and I don't take corners at 50 mile an hour. It all gets situated. I've got a bunch of these bungees, so my kettle stays up here. There's a little heater here. There's like my camp stove, it goes on the floor. This cooler goes on the floor. The sausage goes somewhere. These cookies go in the cupboard. It's all very stable. I'm using the sink. Like these water jugs are jammed in here so they can't move. Everything pretty much stays put. I mean, all that stuff at the oh, this brick died pretty quick. The brick is dead quick. Let's see if that other one had anything left in it. That one wasn't. Neither of them are fully charged. I haven't been charging stuff up. Just my phones. Can't do this one-handed. Oh yeah, this one's got some power. So yeah, the stuff up here is packed in a way that it doesn't fall down. This box comes down when I'm driving. Nothing really ends up on the floor that shouldn't be there. So it's I'm a Tetris master. I've come up with ways to just pack stuff in so that it all just stays put. So that's the secret. Meatball subs, strawberries. Yeah, this guy, we'd go berry picking. He'd eat all the Saskatoon berries before we get to him. He was starting to take a liking to strawberries as well. I think he would do blueberries, but you give him a piece of orange or banana or like cantaloupe or carrots. No, not interested. Not at all. You'd think he'd enjoy the crunch of a carrot, but I guess if I were to make his own dog food, but that's a lot of work, I would cook up some carrots and introduce fruits and veggies that way. But I'm not quite set up for that here, so I'm not ready to go to those lengths. Look at that. Is that a dog that's in heaven or what? What? You're into that? You think that's cool? I think that's pretty tweaky. Head rubbing tweaker. So there you have it. Me and Tweaky Dog about to set out upon our day, looking for tweaks and tweakers. I found a bunch this morning already. They're all in the chats. But there's always more and greater tweaks to be found. Covered in dog hair. Oh, this place needs a good vacuuming. I need to get my power hook up, and so I can go through this place with my vacuum cleaner. This place is pretty grungy. All my attention has been on mechanical remedies, not housekeeping duties of any kind. So the floor is rather disgusting. But with the floor, I'm probably going to pull up all these rugs, these little bits of carpet remnants. They're all going to get pulled up. I'm probably just going to put rubber matting all throughout, front to back. I have to see about recovering that doghouse, get rid of that ugly beige carpet. Eventually. Mac's looking for some water. Let's get you some water. I think I know where there's some water. All he's looking at is this chunk of sausage. That's all he's interested in. But here's some water. There you go, buddy. There. Fresh piss jug. Let's see if you're interested in this. See if I can interest him in some sausage. Let's see here. You want that? I think he expects me to stick it in his mouth and chew it for him or something. There you go. Yeah, I don't want to do much more wrenching on this. I want to retire from RV wrenching entirely at some point. But yeah, those wiper blades are a priority fix. Everything else I plan to do in it is just going to be as time and as my motivation permits. Because yeah, I gotta recover all this ceiling and front panel. I'll likely have to flex seal the whole roof now. But there's a funky old TV antenna up there that has to be removed. There's a cargo carrier that will be replaced. Like it's an old plastic one. It's in pretty rough shape. So I'll pull all up there that doesn't need to be there, flex seal the whole roof, make sure all the vents are in good shape. I gotta refinish, like most of the ceiling is in good shape, but as you can see there was some water damage in spots. So I got to recover all that with something, come up with a decorating solution at some point if I want to sell this thing. I mean, I could sell it as is, but someone's going to look at that and say, wow, no, I got to spend $5,000 fixing that peeling paper. It's like, no, it's not going to cost $5,000. Fix all the screens, make sure all the windows are well weather stripped and sealed. So just a bunch of little minor maintenance stuff. I mean, it all adds up, but not major renovation projects. Well, that's it. We're gonna bid you to tweak off because the Tweakfest never actually launched. It was just a tweak down. So you can no. Look at that thief. Off. Good boy. Yeah, you guys had me distracted there. He just about he would have gulped that whole thing down. Probably. How many bites would that take you? 1 or 2? That whole chunk of sausage would have been probably that's a 2-bite sausage for him. You would have just not even chewed it, just gobble. So okay. I see. I have to fortify my surroundings against Max, and I gotta take a piss. So you guys tweak off. Stay tweaky, and we'll do this again a little later on. Okay? Thanks for coming. Thanks for leaving. Bye-bye.